Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. I'm the SSG, and I've said it once and I'll say it again. 2019 is looking to be one hell of a good year to be a Saturn owner, or at least a Saturn fan. And in this case, we got a brand new translation hitting the scene, or let me take a step back for a second. We got us a beta. Now, I'm sure there's those of you out there who are saying to yourself, look man, I can play Grandia in English on the PS1, the PS2, the PS3, hell, I can download it, I mean, they even got a remake in the works for it, and you'd be completely correct in all those assessments. However, the thing is that Grandia was always intended to be a Sega Saturn game first. It was designed for it, it was built for it, optimized, and I mean, come on, its original test engine was basically what became my favorite game of all time. I mean, come on, if you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you should know, if I got a chance to plug Gun Griffin, I'm gonna plug Gun Griffin. I just absolutely love that game, man. But back to the topic at hand, many people, including myself, have always wanted to be able to play Grandia in English on the Sega Saturn. And thanks to a user by the name of Trekkies Unite 118, we're finally getting the chance to. And to give a little bit of backstory real quick, he's been working on this project for the better part of a year, probably more than that. He's already got a blog post in regards to it where he's detailed his woes, his trials, his tribulations, and everything else associated with this. So I'm not going to get all deep into the details of that. I want you to go and look for yourself. But with all that said, I want to get straight into it. So what are you actually getting with this beta? So first off, the developer behind this patch has made it emphatically clear that this is an early work in progress. Even though the first disc is effectively complete, there are still numerous bugs and glitches that are still present. In fact, the first patch released yesterday would constantly freeze up on me and others after the first dialogue scene on the battleship. And that's not even mentioning the fact that I spent 3 hours trying to get this thing to run via emulation, only to give up at the last second, burn me a copy and play it in my modded Saturn. Now, if you want to play yours on real hardware, take note that you'll have to have a modified Saturn or an action replay cart flashed with pseudo Saturn. If you do want to try to emulate it though, I'll be linking my boy's Nuno's vid down below where he walks you through the steps of patching the file. Hopefully you have a little bit better luck than I did. The issue of emulation versus real hardware is something I need to make note of though. The developer has stated in a few forums already that he feels emulation is the best approach to playing this patch at the moment, mainly due to lockups and the availability of save states when emulating. Now I already mentioned the first patch, and that's because Trekkie was beyond quick to get a second patch out once feedback started rolling in. And that is, in fact, what I've been playing all morning. Thankfully, the lockup issues have been addressed, and after 2 hours of rigorous testing, I'm happy to say that I've only noticed a few issues. The first issue is one regarding the voiceover not matching up with the dialogue boxes. Sometimes characters stop speaking before all the text is scrolled, and sometimes there's no voiceover at all when it seems like there should be. This is by no means a game-breaking bug, but unfortunately the FMVs have zero text in them. So unless you speak Japanese, which let's be honest, if you do, why are you even concerned with an English patch? Then you're just out of luck. Another audio issue is present with the in-game music. Randomly it completely drops out or seems to loop, but that may be more of an issue with the burn than an actual issue with the patch itself. Besides those few audio issues, there are still some screens, or rather in-game assets, that are presented in Japanese. What's puzzling about it is that similar screens such as the item menu and the after combat screen use different text for character names. So for the moment, I'll just chalk that up to the fact that this build is still in early beta and the dev hasn't had the chance to get those assets fixed yet. Now the actual game is Grandia, plain and simple. Granted, this translation is coming straight from the Western PS1 release, but you're still getting all the slapstick humor and quirky anime tropes of the original. And since there's already like 100 reviews for this game on YouTube alone, I won't be bothering you with that. But the real reason this patch has been brought to the public eye is for testing purposes. That's right, you, me, and every other poor soul who loves the Saturn have been cordially invited to be some good old beta testers. And when it comes to that aspect, I'm happy to report my findings. After 2 hours of playtime, I have yet to speak with a single NPC that didn't have fully functioning English text. And believe me, I tried to find one. All the in-game menus are either completely translated or just have the few pieces of Japanese text as mentioned before. The saving and loading system work as intended, and progressing through the opening parts of the game has been an absolute breeze. Hell, I've already managed to complete the first dungeon and make it back to town. That rock bird, he can get bent by the way. So I have to honestly say I'm very optimistic about this project. Now you're probably wondering about an ETA on the completion of this translation. Trekkie's answer for me on that was simply, it'll be done when it's done. There's still a number of quirks to iron out, the issue of what to do with the in-game FMVs, menu assets being translated, and that's not even speaking of Disc 2. Could we see this project completed by year's end? I don't know, but if we as a community don't give this guy some help by testing out the current build, I'm sure it won't help things. So if you want to do your part and help the community grow, I highly advise for you to go ahead and download the patch and give it some try. And if you find any issues, go ahead and report them back. I'll be making sure to link all those things down in the description. On top of that, if you just want to be able to see the game played out, me and my buddy Pat from Sega Saturn Shiro, he invited me over there the other day up on his Twitch stream, and we played for approximately the first hour and a half, 2 hours of the game. So I'll be linking that down as well. And of course, much love to you, Trekkies Unite. You are truly making a dream for the Sega Saturn community a reality. I gotta give you mad props for that, man. But as always, I'm the SSG, and this is me, signing out.